No
Are
talking about
we?
Christmas presents and stuff.
Yeah, no Christmas presents,
Don't
no
spoil what you got me.
mole supports.
I got that belt buckle for Chris.
My son's getting a belt buckle. Yeah. I'm not really into that,
You
but yeah, he's
should.
into the cowboy. He's into
You
the
should get him
cowboy
a belt
look.
buckle.
Were you never a belt
So
buckle guy?
cute.
Why is that? Think it's too much?
Yeah, it is too much. I don't really like a lot of like extra heavy stuff. Yeah. Also like I don't know, no one's ever given me one. I'll tell you what,
Have we talked about
belt
how
I
long you've been in
use.
Texas?
I've been in Texas since 2005.
Are you
You
going
should
to do
have a belt
anything to
buckle by
celebrate your
now.
20?
You should have a belt buckle by now.
I know,
That's
dude. I'm
crazy.
surprised you didn't get
I
one
do
when you
have a belt
moved over.
buckle. Let me tell you something, because I'm not all about the the costume. The best belt you can own is one of those ratchet belts. You know what I'm talking about? Ratchet belts.
No.
Sure do.
Tell me, can you send me a link? Because my husband wants a belt for Christmas.
Yeah, he'll love this. I guarantee you.
Send me a link, please. He's easy. Like he's like an easy person. Just simple.
I
Yeah,
hope
just call him a slut.
Click and go. No, he's like so easy. Like
You'd
he's
see on
like
TV.
whatever jeans I buy him, whatever shirts I buy him, whatever belt I buy him, whatever shoes I buy him. He's like, oh, thanks.
Like, here, this is what you're wearing.
The ratchet belt is excellent because it doesn't have the holes, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's about time that someone started caring about men's figures, and all of our different shapes.
Are you going to be
nice.
spearheading the charge, Chris, on this awareness campaign?
No, not really.
Is it like an old army belt that has
svelte.
like the little flap? Is that what a ratchet belt is? Like
it just has like you just put the one end of the belt through the buckle and it just like clicks, like,
and you just pull, right?
And just pull and it just sticks in place, and then you pull the belt buckle out like a lever and it releases it and you just pull it off.
Okay.
But there's no holes, just like, but it looks like a regular belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I'm excited for him.
Yeah. Just Google it go on Amazon, look at ratchet belt.
Okay.
I forget what the original name of it was called. Easy Belt, maybe, was the original as seen on TV.
Is it
brand.
leather? Is it like a cotton type thing?
It's faux leather.
Yeah, they vary in construction design.
Chris, is it one of these guys?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, except
I'm not really getting the ratchet sound. So
yeah,
please,
I know, right?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And then how do you release it? You pull the. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
hey, easy with that flatulence there, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. He might be a little nervous at first, but I feel like
the cameras.
That was cool.
The cameras.
Either that, like I went a long time where I wore the reversible belt, because that was like there was old timey belts, and then they went reversible belt where you just had to have one belt. Certainly. You got the brown on one side and the black on the other. That got me through a lot of years, and then I discovered the ratchet belt. Well, what I didn't like about belts was when like the hole you use, right? Because you wear a belt, you're only using like one or two of the holes, right? And then that hole gets all worn out and cracked.
Yes.
Right. But the ratchet belt, no.
Yes.
Ratchet belt looks perfect forever.
Good.
No cracked
I'm
holes.
excited. Oh boy.
I'm talking so much about ratchet belts. People are thinking that we're like sponsored by them or some shit.
That's the new United States Senate policy.
I thought that was going to be your surprise, Manny. I thought we were going to have some ratchet belt merch.
I have a ratchet belt, but
glad you have one.
Yeah.
The only problem with the ratchet belt is they're not reversible, so you have to own two belts,
right?
Which is a lot of belts.
Wait, why do you have to own two belts if you have a ratchet belt?
Well, you need a black belt and a brown belt.
Okay, but if you're just like a regular guy, you could just have one belt. Like you could order it in brown or be done with the blue.
I mean, yeah, I think like minimizing the number of belts you own,
right.
Inventory of is important. So yeah, if you get
like
a canvas belt.
Do you have any that have those little metal things in the back of your closet, like the little metal riveting, like a little not ranchero, but you know what I mean? No. Bandolero type silver
I don't.
accoutrements on a belt.
I
Come on.
I don't have anything
Robbie.
that sounds anything like that.
Like a cowboy belt with like a little
Oh yeah,
metal,
I used to have
silver on it.
I think I used to have a belt. I used to have a golf belt like that had like the metal cap on like the end of the belt that goes, or it had like the metal.
Yeah. Okay. Or that for sure.
Yeah. That had extra.
One, but also some of them had like a little decoration on them. Oh, are we live? Is that us?
Okay. I was like, did we say something wrong?
Yeah. No.
Already?
It's been a rough day on
So
Twitter.
early.
I'll tell you what.
All right, so go ahead and start recording the audio, Chris, and we'll get this underway.
Okay.
Let's get it started.
176, you say, eh?
Yeah, that is correct. All righty. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 176 of your Endless Ranters podcast. We do what we want, and we appreciate your support. Yeah, it's rough. My name is Chris, and I'm just a mostly peaceful dad from North Texas, and one of your hosts for this evening. I'm joined tonight by the one and only Robbie Spotlight. He's back.
What do you do, Daddy-O?
What it do? What it does. That's what it do. What it does.
Good.
Daddy-O.
Good.
And then we have the soggy mom living in a crunchy mom's world. It's Quana. How you doing?
I'm still a little bit swollen, but I'm
Oh yeah.
Looking better.
Walked into a cabinet
multiple times.
Sure. Over and over for like a month.
Yeah. And then there's the man with the plan. It's producer Manny. What's going down? Mole Man, how are you?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's Friday, everybody. I want to say happy Friday to everybody that didn't bring any grenades to the meeting. Did you see that shit? Did you see that video?
I left my grenade meeting at home.
Did you see
it? It was literally the first thing I saw this morning. I opened my eyes. It was the first thing I saw. I was like, really?
Some dude walks into a meeting.
Up hella people.
And drops.
Is walks it even into still a on the?
It's on the internet still, yeah.
Is it still? Because I was like, this is way too graphic. They're gonna definitely pull this down. He blew up hella people in a meeting. Just
you see a lot of like. I feel like we're getting past that stage now. Like Twitch, you can do nudity. I don't do Twitch, but like we're at the stage now where you're just gonna see graphic stuff all the time.
I don't see it. It's like I don't see it.
No one's
I'm
gonna,
like mostly on kittens.
Yeah, I think on Twitter, on X, you could. There's not. It's pretty much.
Oh, no holds barred.
Almost every day I see someone get killed on Twitter. Like I'll be watching a video.
What kind of feed are you guys following? No, man? Good Lord.
There's one where it's like messed up. I don't know the name, but I'm like, wait a minute, did I just see someone die? I just saw a guy get in India. He got run over by a train. Someone accidentally shot their cousin in the head. First, she slipped and accidentally shot something. Then she shot her. I don't just. Yeah,
we're not supposed to see this. That's not what. Like, unsubscribe. Start looking at kittens.
Yeah, we probably should.
I mean, Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
I think
start looking at naked girls. You'd be better off seeing boobies. Like, that's
there's always time for that later.
Yeah, I mean,
we make time. That in. We make time.
I fit that in.
24 hours in a damn day. All right.
Oh my god.
I don't understand. I don't even know why I'm getting so angry at what you just said, but it's like,
come on,
I'm offended a little bit.
Yeah, we should be offended.
But yeah, you're just seeing that because I don't know. I like seeing what's real. And sometimes when you just read it in the newspaper, like, hey, some guy in Transcarpathia, Ukraine walked into a meeting room today, a brightly lit office with a bunch of people waiting to do a presentation and just pulled the ring out of 3 grenades and dropped it on the floor.
3, holy shit.
Tossed
and then you see the room blow.
He tossed them. They were just like, what? They were like looking around like, what just happened?
They were like, this meeting is going to be awesome.
No,
like, hey, you were supposed to bring donuts. What?
He was huge. He was like a big, huge person. Like, just
what I don't like about it is, like, why are they? I don't want to like
Do we know why he blew up his coworkers? Like, was he
Yeah.
being relentlessly teased, mocked? Did his wife leave him?
He was mad at them.
Ukrainian postal service is all fucked up, bro.
What was his inspiration behind this fucking madness?
I don't know. I think he was pretty upset with them though. He was not
that
pleased.
Was funny.
Not pleased with them.
What I'm learning tonight is that Chris and Quana are somewhat desensitized to this madness.
No, I
see it, and I still think like this. Yeah, this is horrible. Like we need to do things in this world to like stop that from happening.
Right. So we're banning grenades. Is that what we're gonna do?
Work
in meetings? Yeah.
Well, we're gonna obviously send them more money to buy more grenades. Like that's the first thing we're gonna do.
I got a problem.
Obviously, that meeting should have just been an email.
It should have been a Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. This should have been an email.
Yeah, they got one of those people that ask questions at the end.
Yeah.
When that person's like
survey taker.
And the person's just like, hilarious. Do we have any more? You know, yeah. I got a problem with like now I know what got me about this article when I read it was like that, or saw the video and where it was from was the town is called Transcarpathia.
Right.
Why?
Not to be confused with Transylvania, by the way.
Why? Yeah, like anything that starts with trans these days for all kinds of reasons is like, you know, watch
lightly.
Yeah, watch out. You know, but you're like, why?
Carpathia.
Yeah, like why do you keep naming your places like you're vampires? Like, are you vampires? What's going on?
It's part of their culture, man. We won't understand. We can't understand.
Or
I'm never like if you say that in Carpathia,
made their culture bad.
I don't know.
We've made it bad. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're fine over there. Maybe
they were on this planet. Wait, they were on this planet making their culture way before we were. So,
exactly.
But I'm like, what is that? Maybe that's common in trans places that are named Transcarpathia and whatever. Like that's like grenades are common, like grenade meetings or
grenade meetings.
Or maybe he thought like everybody like there was a vampire in the room. I've seen movies, you know.
So what? It was a holy grenade? Is that what it was?
I've seen that. I've seen the commercials for that American Horror Story
show
on FX. I never watched that show, but
looks so scary. It looks so scary. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, do I want the devil to enter my body while I watch a television program?
I'll tell you what. You go to a place named Transcarpathia, and 10,000 times greater likelihood you get. The devil comes in you. Put it that way. This places they sound weird.
People are traveling to those places though. You can go on TikTok and see white people traveling to weird places in the world that they should not be in. It's crazy. I'm telling you, there's everybody in TikTok that has some weird.
Everybody in Transcarpathia is.
Let me say white Americans. White Americans traveling to weird corners of the world where they should not be, and they're maybe not welcome even.
Oh, you talking about like the parties that the mayor of San Francisco throws?
No, I'm talking about like actual people like traveling in Afghanistan or Kazakhstan. Like they're like,
I thought you were saying like where white people don't belong.
There's a little corner of TikTok that
San Francisco mayor's holiday Christmas parties.
What the frick? Like, I'm a person of color, and let me tell you that when I was a child, because my mom always dated white guys. And so I can remember like knowing that there was a difference in the color of my skin because my mom's main white guy, his mother was hella racist. So I knew that there was a difference in the color of my skin because she would talk about it. So that was like the first inclination that there was maybe like a difference.
Can we just say I get a kick out of the racist people that are racist just right in front of the people that they're racist against? You know what I mean? Like,
are you secretly jealous of them, Chris? Is that what it is?
No, it's just it's just a special kind of something or other. I don't really like that's
crazy.
It's a special kind of doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's like, I feel like racism is actually ignorance. So it does make sense if you think about it like that, because it's just a not knowing.
Yeah. It kind of goes with like, don't you understand? Like, you're right. It does kind of go along with like, how stupid are you? Yeah. You're stupid enough to say these things.
So unaware, that's how stupid they are.
Yeah.
Like because I felt like that heat coming in about the color of my skin. When I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old, I remember I got a blonde baby alive because that was the only baby alive that was available. It was a blonde one, but that's the baby that I wanted. And I remember thinking, when I have a baby, I want her to be blonde. Like I had a blonde baby mission from like a way early weird age, like wanting a white child, because I understood from an early age that was better, or like whatever the society says it is.
You responded to the programming.
But
did you manifest her?
Like in 2023, to have like a person of color only elected officials Christmas party, like that's just like, what are we like? How is it so segregated? Like it's in the opposite direction. Like,
yeah,
that's
people
what they
have
were
said. Like they're so progressive, they're segregating. Like so progressive, they're segregating people.
Yeah,
it's
like that's the point we've reached. Is like
they're progressing in the wrong direction. Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be regression, but never mind.
Yeah, it's
man.
Pretty, like.
I think Wanda would be the one most able to get in, so she should go be our boots on the ground, get some live coverage.
I know. Gosh, right? I was thinking like I know an elected official and she's white. Like, would she not be invited? Like, how does she feel about that? I always wonder, because like I know her as a regular person, but then you think of all these politicians and how they're kind of weird. Like she's a real regular person. Like she's sweet and like a real regular person. So I was just so worried about she be different one day.
I'm not so worried about all the, except for your friend. I'm not so worried about all the sociopaths that are trying to be politicians and get elected and to tell us what to do.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about really like the small subsection of Black people and white people and whatever that are just like, no, like, hey, white people, we know you're racist. Hey, we're racist too. We want to get in on this action. Like,
yeah.
Like,
oh my
God. I'm seeing like there's a weird trend like, where like, so you got white people that have been like, you can't have like this only party or that only party for like the last 30, 40, like just my generation is like, I've been told for the last 40, 50 years, like, racism is bad. Stereotypes are bad. You should never like judge someone by the color of their skin. It should be all about like their character. Like we're all humans, like all that kind of stuff. Everything's just skin deep. Like melatonin is just like a freak thing of whatever that really doesn't matter. We're all like the same underneath. And that's what I've been told for 50 years. And I believed it. I still believe it. Like I kind of live my life that way. I would never like hire someone or not hire someone based on something like that. I find that abhorrent. I find it abhorrent because I think that like the people have been telling me that for 50 years, If I grew up in grew up in Dixie in like the 1850s, like, I don't know what people would be teaching me something different, but the people that have been teaching me this for the last 50 years, it turns out they've been keeping track of everybody's skin color like crazy. They've been running, they got databases of everybody's skin, like exact shade from, 0 to 100% of grayscale or whatever melatonin. And they've been keeping track. And yeah, like all the stuff about like colorblind and like judging people by their character, like that's like, these people don't really believe that anymore. Because when they walk into like, I've had people telling me straight up today, like when they walk in, they're like looking at everybody and the shade of the color of their skin to see who's who. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Because
I think if we're being honest, it's always been that way, even though they told us it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah,
well, like you have your preconceived notions of people.
Yeah, people have been experiencing this from different views. I'm saying like from one point of view, there's like a bunch of like hillbillies, white, whatever, that are just like, oh, so we can have our own, like we can have our own meetings again? Like what? Is this okay? Like, hey, I'm having all these, like, like some people said to me, I said, some people said to me today that you need to get over it. I'm like, oh, really? Are we allowed to just say that to people now?
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think you're all going to like the whole, like, just effing get over it message.
Yeah.
Back at you. I don't think you're going to like that. When people start getting like, and I don't like it either. Like, I see it. Like, I make comments and then I see like a bunch of like, just straight up racist people, like very small percentage, but like you see, I will have like 3 or 4 comments where someone makes just some racist remark.
Yeah.
And there was a time where they were kind of like told to shut up, but now they're just like, why are you telling me to shut up? Why are you telling me to shut up when no one's telling them to shut up? And it's all wrong. I'm saying it's like, I don't like it.
I think the human condition is that people want things to be fair, and it doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem right. Like fair is what people want. They just want it to be fair. Right.
I did think that. I think a lot of people do think that way, but I think a lot of people, here's what I really like. There are a lot of people out there that have hated racism for 30, 40 years, their whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't hate it. They didn't hate it because they wanted to end it. They hated it because they were kind of on the flip side of it. They were on the bad side of it. But when they can get, when they get on the good side of it, it's like, kind of like it.
Yeah. Oh,
kind of like it when I can use this as a weapon against the people that were using it against me. Yeah. Like I can kind of use it as a weapon. That's kind of feels good.
No, totally.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing like white people react to that.
I'm guilty too, because I feel like I've like had like a white, like I joke about white people a lot. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff is funny. Like
there's joke. No, there's joke
of it.
I mean, that's a big part of I think the unity, the coming together was the joking. But I was seeing like as like an offshoot of the whole Israel-Palestine thing. Because I told you guys like a week or 2 ago, I was like, it was a couple weeks ago, there's still a lot of protests, but I was just seeing these videos come out of people just like recording themselves or just being interviewed and just saying it in these protests, like seeing like Hispanic people, not just like Arabic people or whatever, Muslims saying these things about Jews, but like seeing Hispanic people and Asian people say things about Jews. And I'm just like, wow, I didn't know that was there. And then
weird.
And then the weirdest thing was like, and then you see the same people just all at the very end of the interview, they just throw in white too. They're just like, and fuck white people too. I'm just like, whoa. Because they're kind of in this this rage or whatever, like anger they're feeling. They're just like, they hate the Jews. Yeah. And they're just like, and the Jews are kind of white. So like, you know what? Now now's a better time than ever.
Never been a better time to throw the old white dude under the bus.
And they were just like, it was just the video or two I saw was like striking because at the very end, the person was just like, oh yeah. And fuck white people too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, I think people need to let it out. So it's like, say what you feel, man. Say what you feel, girl.
But
whatever.
I feel like Black Lives Matter, and I want to say this out loud because I know that I lost a lot of friends when I didn't like stand proud for Black Lives Matter. But I feel like Black Lives Matter was created to create this diversity that
division or diversity or
division.
Yeah.
Yeah. That white people are now like, oh, well, if they're going to say that, then my life matters. And yes, of course, all fucking lives matters. Like, it's so fucking stupid. But I feel like this division of classes, this division of ethnicity, all of this division is like, at some point we have to realize that if they're telling us about it on the news, then maybe we need to look deeper. Like maybe it's not about like, I just wish that people
it's a diversion tactic, man. Well,
they were all
this blind.
We do, but we won't.
Doing this to us. I know.
They are doing it. We should do something else, but we won't because humans have never done it.
I know. And
humans have never collectively, human beings have never collectively, globally gotten together and be like, hey man, everybody got to chill out.
Yeah.
It's never happened. It's always like groups ratcheting up, conflict. The conflict itself, the starvation is like kind of what makes everybody chill out. Is the starvation and the dying.
Yeah.
Makes everybody chill out.
We're gonna have the starvation. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why do we have to keep repeating itself? Ugh.
I don't know. We might. Well, yeah, we might have what is the Soylent Green? I don't know, but like, so back to the meetings. Like, I get it, right? Like, I get it. Like that America has not always been a fair place. It still isn't a fair place. It never will be for a variety of reasons. I get it. I get why people of color that are elected might feel like, hey, you know what? It might be kind of useful for us to kind of get together and talk about our shared experiences. Like if you make a joke on, online or whatever, people think you're just like a redneck hillbilly, but it's like, no, I get it. Like, I get it. What I would like them to realize is like, you were keeping it a secret for a reason, right? Like, cause you knew that if people found out about it, there'd probably be some backlash. Like, so you're keeping it a secret for a reason. And the one thing that the mayor apologized for was the fact that the email invitation was sent out to everybody.
Yeah.
And they had to resend it from the Whiteys. But like, unsend. Yeah. Recall.
Have you ever done that? I've literally been there. I've literally like sent a message like that. Like maybe you were, like
I don't think I have, but I'm good at like not remembering bad stuff I do. But I wanted to what I was trying to like get through to some people today that were on me was like, can you not at least admit, just under your breath that this could be bad? Like this could be a bad look. Like
no,
this could be like, and I was like,
Twitter.
No, they're just no, that you no.
Are these people like in real life or are these people on Twitter?
No, Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. Yeah.
So is it the same people that attack you like in the Adam Carolla group? Like
no, no.
Okay.
It's just no today. I'm pretty sure it was like black women today were on.
Do you tell me to do a podcast?
I think it's in my bio, I think, but
I'm good.
Not really. Like it really depends where you're like, if you kind of stick in your circles, like you'll always just get support. But if you say something that kind of goes against the grain, like
it's your ass.
Someone on the left shares a news story that is supportive of a story that supports the left. And I go in there and make a comment. And it's like, that's where you could get.
Oh, okay.
I
gotcha.
Step in it there. And then a bunch of strangers come at you and whatever, but I'm okay with it because it's like, it's interesting to know what people think. And it's like, you can't even reason with people. And I had an opposite experience with the whole Cybertruck thing too, where I had people on the right attacking me.
Ugliest fucking looking vehicle out there, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I really, yeah.
It looks like something out of RoboCop or I don't know.
Yeah.
Fifth Element.
I had a bunch of conservatives like attacking me out of like all of a sudden because I'm not a big fan of like giant trucks on the road. Like,
Right. Oh.
What do you have against giant trucks, bro? What have they done to you, man?
I really don't. I really like trucks. I like big trucks, whatever. Like I don't drive one.
American.
I would if I could.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like efficient. So I don't really, I don't know, but yeah, it's not convenient. It doesn't work. It's not pragmatic right now for us, but no, it's just like NBC, like for decades, there's been stories about the disparity in weight in passenger cars. So you've got like like a Hyundai Elantra out there, and you got like a F-350 dually. And it's like those two vehicles really have the same rules, right?
Yeah.
Like you just have to have a regular driver's license and you could be 16 but they have such a weight difference. So
the whole driving experience is different too. I mean,
yeah. And it's like,
it's really different.
If like, let's just say there's two people and they both make an equally honest mistake driving, the guy that drives the 8,000-pound truck is going to be like, what was that? Was that a bug? And the person in the Kia is going to be just smushed on the road.
Yeah,
it's like,
for sure.
So I was just kind of like, so NBC.
That's why I have a bigger car. I feel like it's like more.
So you could run people over.
Yeah, more power to you. I think it's good because like, why not?
Yeah.
But it's like not everybody can have one of those. Or even if they could, like my mom drives like a Honda CRV, and so could she get an F-350? Probably, but could she actually get in one and drive it? No.
Yeah,
CRV is plenty capable.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like,
No, it's super hard to drive too. It's a harder vehicle to drive, to park. The whole thing is hard. Yeah, for sure.
So NBC News wrote this story, right? And of course, in their story, they use the Cybertruck as the picture, even though there are other trucks on the road that are bigger.
Of course.
Right? So yeah, NBC was trying to do like a hit piece, but I just chimed in and said, you know what, this is actually not a new issue, because everybody's just like, fuck you, like, you can't, you could take my truck from my cold dead hands or whatever. It's like, all right. I was just like, this isn't really a new issue, and you're all embarrassing yourselves by just reacting, like knee-jerk reacting to something because NBC said it and because you're a big fan of Elon Musk right now. Like, everybody's just riding him. So yeah, like people didn't like that, and there was just like, and like I was really
isn't
disappointed.
The bulletproofness of that truck more like, is that a factor? Like, it's even like, to prove your point more so, like, doesn't that truck weigh even more than like a regular truck?
The fact that it's like a ramrod, and like it could just like,
it's bulletproof. It's literally bulletproof.
And I think it's I think it's awesome.
It's arrowproof.
I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan. I don't really care about Tesla. Honestly, I couldn't really, just don't ever see myself driving a Tesla ever, but I'm a big fan of his for Twitter and X and free speech and all that kind of stuff. And I was really disappointed because a bunch of conservative people were just like, that, like, just kept coming at me like, oh, just because you hate Elon Musk. And it's just like, what?
It's and I'm guilty of it too.
Tribal,
like
a tribal response. The
defense of it.
It's so disappointing.
I was going to send you guys a video this morning of the guy across the street is a car dealer, and he brought home the most beautiful Corvette, like this blue color that you've never seen before. So beautiful, like probably in 2022. So beautiful. Had like the little scoot. Like, it's fucking. I took a video. So gorgeous, because I'm going to send it to you. And then somebody parked the wrong way on the same side. So he has the Corvette parked on the street because he just brings home a different car every night. And then somebody parked the wrong way, and it's a Tesla. And I thought, after watching that Julia Roberts movie where the Tesla's just like decided, like, that might be literally the worst place to park that beautiful Corvette.
It was just disappointing, because it's like, you just see, when you see people react to things like tribally and they're not even thinking, that's really disappointing. But it's on both sides. And I would respond to people saying, no, actually, I'm a really big fan of his. You could see by my handle that I pay the premium to be on this platform and whatever, like, because I love it.
Yeah.
So it's like that. No, that's not it. Actually, I'm actually kind of concerned about this or that, but they just come back with the same stuff. Like, come back with like, right.
It's probably bots though, right? Do you feel
they're real people
dealing with?
No.
Okay.
If you're on there, like, because you just scroll over their name and you see that you see that, like, if they're real or not, or you can click on them and see like if they're a real person. And I click on these people and they're just like, they're like all the things I like.
Gotcha.
But because I'm not a fan of like 9,000 pound passenger vehicles riding around, like, or I think my point was like, this is a concern.
Should be. It will be, I imagine.
It's happened to me where I have commented on, let's say, I think I'm sure it's happened to me on like the Fox News Instagram account, and I've commented like against something that I found like some injustice, and I have a lot of conservative kind of leanings, but then it's happened where a lot of these followers will just start going, Mexican this, it's good, because you're Mexican. It's happened to me where they start talking, because you're illegal and it's because you need to go back, and I'm like, dude, I'm sure we agree on most of these issues, but okay. And I've said, and I've typed, this is why you're losing people to on your party. This is why,
This is why we're voting for RFK.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this really disappointing. Yeah. So, but good. It's a good exercise. Existence. Yes. It's a good exercise though, because it's just like, yeah, you got to be out. You got to be looking out for yourself. You got to think independently, like not get swept up in shit like that. Like I'm a huge fan of Elon Musk, but like he's also the richest man in the world. There's a decent chance that he's the guy that brings upon the AI that kills us all. Like
yeah.
I think he's trying to warn us, and I think people just don't listen, or they don't care to listen, or they think, oh, because he's whatever they think about him. Like they used to love him. The left used to fucking worship at the feet of him, and then they decided they hate him. So
that is a thing. I get it. And I was trying to I get it because it's like, I know, like, yeah, all of a sudden all these negative stories about Teslas and electric vehicles and all that kind of stuff are coming out.
So many people have them. It's so funny. It's like saying kale's toxic.
Kale.
Yeah.
By the way, I recently had an experience with an electric vehicle. I rented one out for a few weeks. I didn't like the experience. I'm sticking with gas powered vehicles.
I've never driven one before.
An electric vehicle?
Yeah. What is it? My car was crashed into, so the insurance company was like, "Oh, we'll rent one out for you, and here you go." It was an electric one. I had to go charge it around town. That was the most annoying part. Is like having to find fucking vacant stalls and just literally sitting there for hours. It's like, is this thing done yet?
Yeah, that sounds crazy. So not. That sounds like a giant no for me.
Yeah,
but unless you have a charger at home.
What makes a lot of sense that just doesn't really, it's like just a hybrid vehicle, like a gas powered vehicle that also has a battery that is charging itself all the time, but also can be gas. Like, why isn't that like the number one thing?
That they're still pushing those, but people still want to go full electric.
It's like, it's like that just seems like.
It's because these companies
want the control of the cars. Like if you think about it, like
not only that, they want a return on their investment for all the mining that they're doing. That's the only reason. That's the only explanation as to why they keep on pushing this all EV
those
thing.
Babies in the Congo, like we need to, like these electric. They make me mad when I see them. Like it's like how could you think you're doing a good thing when you see like all of it? I know my Apple phone has it. I know it all should be a problem.
all these advances come on the backs of someone.
Yeah.
But it's like, and I get that, but it's like, do we have to promote it so heavily before they get the kids out of the mines? Like, can we
no, man, they want those profits. I keep telling you, they want their money.
I
don't give a fuck.
It's like part money, part control. Like it's like kind of the same thing, but like, can people stop acting so proud about their EV?
It's so crazy.
Like, can you wait until after the kids are out of the mines before you
there's an account on Instagram that totally only talks about what's going on in the Congo. And I don't know how I got there, but I'm telling you right now, it's devastating. And everybody should know what's happening in the Congo because wow, like it's a literal genocide and no one ever talks about it. It's not on any news feed. There's no money being sent. There's nothing. It's just Bill Gates over there doing whatever he wants to their people. It's horrible.
Well, fucking Bill Gates.
I know, right?
I think you overloaded Chris that he had to take a breather. He's I can't.
He's like, oh God, here she goes again.
Well, for those looking for that paycheck, I think Bill Gates' daughter's single. So, yeah, she broke up with her boyfriend.
Oh, Robbie, got married too soon.
I did. Sorry,
got snatched.
I'm looking at Sophia right now. Sorry, Sophia, you would have been, you would have looked differently.
Oh my God, the most beautiful baby in the world. What?
How would you have crossed paths with his daughter is my question.
He's in San Francisco, obviously. Come on.
I don't know. Maybe Xbox, right? They're Microsoft. Maybe she plays Xbox.
I doubt it. I highly doubt she does.
And, I have my headset on.
Manny, we've just literally brushed over your surprise this evening. Like no one said anything. You took your hood off.
Because there's nothing to brush.
Literal silence.
Yeah.
No one's even talking about like the perfect shape of your head.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. I like it.
No, I could tell that you hate it. Don't lie to me.
No. I like it.
I love it.
Yeah,
I literally love it. Manny, here's the deal.
What?
It's like, have you ever had a mustache?
Yeah, but I don't like the way it looks on me.
Right. But if you've ever worn a mustache for a while, when you shave it, it feels weird.
It does.
That's what's happening with your head right now. Your head is like adjusting. I have transitioned many a man into a bald head because I prefer it. So I'm telling you right now that there's like a little bit of an adjustment period. Once you're past that, this is a lifestyle. It's like done. You don't have to pay to get your hair cut. You can get one of those little skull shavers. You just did yourself a favor. You just like you're winning at life right now. So and cheers to you because here's the deal.
Cheers.
I had a husband that had like what will we call it?
Cheers.
Like a hair pattern that was unfortunate. An unfortunate hair pattern, right?
Right.
Once you shave it, then you're the man that like is bald and confident. You're Mr. Clean immediately. Immediately, you're like a worker bee, like you're stronger. So yeah. Good on you. I love it. Cheers.
Cheers, y'all. Thank you.
Cheers to bald and beautiful.
Heck yeah. No, we like that. Well, the ladies like bald.
We'll see how they react because
Have you updated your dating profiles?
I don't have any dating profiles. I don't use dating apps, none of that shit. I'm keeping it old school and meeting people out in the wild. You
should go to farmers.com or Christian Mingle.
No, yeah, I highly doubt
blackpeoplemeet.com.
What'd you say?
Blackpeoplemeet.com.
I don't think I meet the requirements, unfortunately.
Hey, you know what? Nowadays you're right on the cusp. You're on the cusp of black.
No. If I have any interactions in real life that pay off in dividends positively because of this, then yeah, I'll let y'all know. But for now, I've just been keeping a low profile.
All right. I appreciate that. That's good.
In need of a beanie, but whatever.
Yeah, it's winter time, man. You're gonna get cold.
Winter.
He's in LA. Come on. He will survive.
Yeah, that's what the hoodie's for. There you go.
In Southern California, not Northern California. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, go ahead, Rob.
No, I was just I was gonna kind of move on to one of the topics that we were gonna talk about. We were just talking about X. I don't know if Manny had something else, but Alex Jones. Alex Jones is back on X.
I know. I love that. I love that for democracy. I love that.
How long was he banned for?
Like 2 years? Maybe?
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe more. Because
really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably 2020 at least, right?
Yeah. I'm looking for the next controversy from Alex Jones. Yeah, because I'm sure he's gonna get in trouble again.
Well, what do you think the over under is for his next media about what is the backlash or public backlash? I think it'll be good
that he had like that he was on the Tucker thing. I think he'll like that'll be a good ease into what he's doing.
Has he teamed up with Kanye West yet?
Hey, Kanye's dropping some new shit. In the past 2 days, Kanye's dropped a bunch of new stuff. So don't count either one of those motherfuckers out. Songs.
Okay.
Don't count either one of them out.
I do love how I just find it funny how first people hated him when he brought out the MAGA hat, the red Make America Great hat again.
Yeah.
Hat. Then they hated him, right? Then they loved him. Some of his audience loves him now that he's talking all this mess about Zionism and against, this and that and this and that. Now they love him. I'm like, but I think he's still kind of a little bit in both. So it's a little confusing. Like, what
have you seen him in a Ku Klux Klan hoodie?
Yeah, the black one. I think he's wearing a black one. Yeah.
I think like he could be like a maybe he's like a social visionary or whatever, but I think he could just be mentally insane.
He would probably say
just
that.
be mentally ill.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit of those. I think he's like
we're getting to the point where it's like,
what's the Kaufman guy? Like, I think he's just Andy Kaufman, right? Just very eccentric. He's a Gemini. You might have one amongst you. It's just, it is what it is. Like, you just, like, the brain's split. It's literally split. He's,
I don't know. I think he might be trying to play us all. He's trying to.
But what about how he's making that girl walk around with those big, gigantic, gorgeous titties just out in the world? Like,
I think she wants
something. There's something weird going on there.
They are something else. Yeah.
I think I'm about
to look those up.
I think he's getting to the point. He's getting to the point where, like, when his when his cancellations are uncanceled, like, he's not going to come back as strong.
Right.
Because his cancellations are like, all right, well, yeah, the first time you're spitting fire. The second time, man, that was edgy. That third time, I think you didn't take your medication.
I think you're gonna see like it's been within the past 24 hours that he's been dropping stuff, and he dropped a single with North. So I think that's gonna be huge. I also think, like, so
once you get to the point of being so erratic,
yeah,
you're not really you're not going to be effective. Whatever message you're trying to send, if you're trying to, like, support Zionism or end it, like, you're so erratic that you're not going to lend anything to any cause. So he's about to get marginalized.
He got canceled by all the people for his.
I think that he's going to get canceled for real, like the old fashioned cancel where everyone is just like, I
don't think we're there yet, though.
We're getting close.
I don't know. Close. I'm just going to be on the record to say I think he might have a little bit of a comeback.
I don't think he's gone, but it's like,
he just dropped something within the past 24 hours. So I'm just saying, like, let's just see what it is and what they have to say about it, because he's also been a little bit controversial, like, about something. Like, it's been controversy nonstop. So let's just wait and see. I'm just saying, like, I think maybe he's a wait and see kind of person.
Yeah, I think he's not doing himself any favors, and I'm all for, like, outspoken cultural figures, like agents of change, but it's like, absolutely, you got everybody. So you're kind of being schizophrenic. So it's
make some sense. Make some sense, please. Like,
so we're gonna put you in, like, the visionary. We're gonna take you out of the visionary bin and put you in the loony bin, and like, we're gonna pay attention. We're gonna listen to your songs, but we're just not gonna take you serious. Like, we're not really gonna. No one's gonna be like, there's gonna be a bunch of new Kanye's out saying crazier shit soon, and no one's gonna. He's gonna be Madonna. He's going to be
she's touring too. So bless all of them, I guess. I don't know.
Kanye, if he's alive. Yeah. Which I don't know about the Kardashians may not have. The Kardashians may not allow it, but if he's alive, he'd definitely be, like, rapping on stage at 70. Like,
yeah.
That'd be an interesting sight to behold.
Oh, he definitely will.
But I have a question for Quana.
He's not going to he's not going to start going, like, fly fishing or something like that.
I mean, he'll look fly while fishing if you know.
When he goes to Tucker's, when Tucker gets that interview, you wait and see. He'll be fly fishing.
He hasn't yet. Yeah. One thing about Kanye, about, like, that Tim Pool talked about a lot when he went on his show, was that, and I believe when Tim Pool's descriptions of things, he just said that, like, before they started the show, and this is one where Kanye was, like, they said weird stuff and then walked out after 10, 15 minutes. But he said before the show started, it was a totally different vibe. And, like,
it was normal.
Kanye was like a normal dude.
Yeah.
But as soon as they went live, it was like a whole nother, it was like a show started.
Yeah.
And like, the way he talks about it now, he's still, like, he describes that show, like, he's still confused as to what happened, like, which
Yeah.
Like which
one
part.
was real? Which one was
like
the real Kanye?
The way he tells that story, it's like, he's still not sure like what was going on, because he was just like, man, we were just like regular dudes, like just talking about, hey, that's a cool looking like mirror or like whatever.
I think
like
he
that,
told it when he came on the Adam Carolla show, right? Wasn't he on Adam Carolla?
I think he did like kind of, that's right.
Brushed over it. Yeah, he told the story. Yeah. Crazy.
That was a weird episode. I don't know if we ever talked about that, because I think like Adam was kind of wary of Tim Pool.
I think he was intimidated maybe because he knew that
like Tim, like he's like a young guy that like is kind of a know-it-all kind of guy.
Right,
So it's like, and then Tim Pool, like the way he talks about Adam
so respectful and sweet.
He's like Adam Carolla, like I was like listening on the radio. Like all of our early Endless Ranters listeners were like, I was listening on the radio, but my mom didn't know it. I learned everything I knew about, from you. So he was like being real, like he was also being very reverent. So it was kind of a weird interview. It was kind of a weird discussion where they were both taking it easy on each other or something.
Yeah, I liked it.
Anyway, but Alex Jones is back.
And louder than ever, baby.
I just like that person's speech. I just feel like people shouldn't be blocked for like and I stand, by, if you're all the bad speech too, say what you're going to say. Let the world judge you as they will, right?
Technically, he was blocked because he insulted a CNN reporter.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Sandy Hook. It wasn't anything. It was like the reason
I would have for sure thought it would have been because of the Sandy Hook thing.
It wasn't because of that. I mean,
people think that he actually killed kids at Sandy Hook, though. So, like, the media has absolutely disproportionately made him absolute horrible person.
So Alex Jones is a nut. If he was my neighbor, I'd probably
move away from him.
No, not.
I'd invite him to a cookout.
Right.
This guy's entertaining.
Right. But then the other 29 days of the month, I'd be like trying not to make eye contact. Be like, I'm kind of busy. I don't really have time.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really have time to like, it's 7:00, man. I got to put the kids to bed. I don't really have time to listen to
I would tell the wife and my in-laws and my cousins, like, hey guys, watch this. I'm going to invite this guy. Check him out. His name's Alex Jones. But like, try not to laugh.
The part of there's two parts of that Tucker interview, I think, that were really striking. Like one was where he said people actually come up to him and be like, why did you do it? Why did you kill those kids?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because like people get up in a fervor and they're like, Sandy Hook, those kids were killed by a killer. And this Alex Jones guy, he's the villain of this story.
Yes.
And they actually like put the murder of those kids like on him somehow, whereas really like he just said something I guess maybe he shouldn't have said. Yeah, I think he said something he shouldn't have said that was really crass, insensitive, nasty. Probably not $1 billion statement.
Yeah,
I've said worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Because wasn't it was where he denied, he said that they were fake, right? It was all
he said they were crisis actors. Yeah, like just.
But I get it. It's hurtful.
Crisis actors exist.
It's hurtful to the parents, right? But I mean, I don't know.
It's an irrational, like. It's an irrational, like. I don't know. I can't.
People say hurtful things all the time.
I'm not in their minds, but it's like, it is kind of. It was kind of like a.
I don't know.
There was like thousands of people on the internet that said the same exact thing that have $0 and 0 followers. You know what I mean? But they were like went after the guy that had the most followers that said it, and to like just bankrupt him to end
years
him for life.
After he said it. Years after he said it.
And it's like tantamount to like there was a video of like this young child of color getting into a fist fight with a young child of not color. And there's like dudes like to throw him in jail, like it's like that's the kind of the tandem. It's like someone makes a mistake, like a child, like someone like or an adult says something stupid, and you want to basically enslave them. You want to make sure that every penny they ever make for the rest of their lives, they're paying to you like $1 billion. Like, come on. But that's our court system nowadays. That's like juries are getting like weirdly socially vindictive.
Elon Musk said it on Joe Rogan that that's absolutely what George Soros is doing, that he's funding the political campaigns of the lowest levels, which is, the district attorneys. And he is changing the laws at the lowest basic level.
People need to throw out their stereotypes of politicians that are just a little bit greedy and start filling that in with like politicians that
evil,
that are straight up trying to like flip the world upside down.
Yeah. Oh,
who are just like, I don't like
that,
I don't like the fabric
of
society. Yeah, no, they're out there.
Yes.
They're outnumbered, but they're very powerful. And it's like and the fight is never.
They're outnumbered. They're outnumbered for now. I mean,
and
right?
They're physically outnumbered. They always will be. They all are always, like, whether like the harshest communist regime, they're physically. If like North Koreans decided tomorrow, like, I'm sick of this shit, it'd be over in 10 minutes. They're always outnumbered. But
they do say the reason we haven't been invaded was because of how many guns that we have as like a collective country.
It's the best thing about our country.
So we are outnumbered.
Sadly, it is the best thing about our country. And the one thing that sets our country apart from all the other countries in Europe where they're just like
stabbing each other.
You can't have religion anymore. Like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Like, or like in Australia where everybody's just getting rounded up, put in COVID concentration camps. It's like, never, because they had already taken everybody's guns away except for like a shotgun or something. The government was like, hey, we should round up people that test positive and put them in these camps. And no one in that meeting in Australia was like, but what about if they fight back? Because they can't. So it's like,
they passed something today that says that they can look at our text, like without a warrant, they can pull our text messages, they can sort through them, our emails, our direct messages.
So this is another thing where conservative people really need to realize that all the Republicans they hate you just as much as Democrats, maybe a little less, but they hate you just as much. They want to spy on you just as much.
Two wings on the same fucking bird.
They really
nobody is here for you.
They're terrible. But yeah, Ted, like in Texas, both Texas senators voted to renew the FISA, whatever it is that basically allows anybody in the government with, a couple signatures and check boxes to spy on anybody for any reason, anytime.
Yeah.
They just renewed it.
Yeah. That TikTok ban that they're trying to push through has built within that bill, like, what's that thing? Like if you wanted to like have an email thing, but like you didn't want people to know about it, VPN. Like it's going to make those
VPN.
Yeah. It'll make those
the TikTok
criminal.
ban was, there you go again. I mean, that's a perfect example because it wasn't a TikTok ban. It was basically a law they would pass that would allow them to ban whatever they wanted.
But I was listening to For Crying Out Loud today, and they were talking about like, why didn't TikTok get banned? Weren't they going to ban it? Like, people are like so uneducated about what the really fuck is actually going on in the world.
There was
like they just want to ban TikTok because they think it's like little girls dancing, but it's not little girls dancing. Like that's your fucking creepy algorithm. If that's what you're seeing.
If there was a bill, if there was a bill presented that was like one page that said, hey, everybody, we're going to ban TikTok, TikTok.com, and had like the code or like the URL or the official like IP address, be like, okay, but they didn't. It was never a TikTok ban. It was like we're going to give ourselves the power
VPNs
to basically you shut down TikTok or whatever social media app that we feel like it. And also, we also want to take away your ability to search the internet privately.
Yeah. No privacy for you.
Yeah.
No one cares. It's so weird. I sound like a crazy old Indian.
Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
I'm surprised, honestly, that the spying wasn't built into it initially when it first got launched, the internet.
I'm sure it is. I just assume everybody knows all my things. I'm sure they've seen my pictures. I just assume it's all out there. I mean,
someone's watching.
You kind of assume it in like the private sector. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when I hear that Google wants to like know every decision I make and blah 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 whatever, like I get it. Yeah, y'all are trying to like,
Right.
trying to maximize your return, like just
Yeah. If I'm
like
going to buy a comforter, you want to be from you. I get it.
you're trying to like make sure that if when I do buy the stuff I buy, you get a a nickel or whatever. But it's like, okay, I get that. But when the government's just like, yeah, we need to be able to check your phone anytime we want, like
what I am
it's
upset about
different.
is the government not only checking your phone, because you know what, there's a lot of, and if they were checking the phones and were catching pedophiles, which they're not fucking doing, like, are you kidding me? There's so many sexual trafficking things going on Instagram and Facebook, and they're cracking down on Robbie and his memes. Are you fucking kidding me? Like the things, the
Working
dirty
big
things that
small.
I've seen on those apps. Don't get me started on that, but I'm just saying, like, if that's what they were trying to get to, but that's not what they're trying to get to. They're trying to get to not giving you the information that you need to get. It's the suppression of information. It's not what you're putting. It's like if they have control of it, if they have actual control of it, then they can tell you what you're going to actually be able to see and know.
Yeah,
that's what they're controlling.
It's about predictability, I think,
because I don't have anything to hide. Like, look if you want to look. And the people that do have something to hide, well, then fuck them. Like, let's arrest them. But, I think if they're going to suppress our information, and if we're not going to be able to see what's happening in the world, that's the scary part.
Yeah, I think so. But it's also been the same. You get very, like whether you lived in, 500 years ago or 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago, you're always going to have like a certain small group that are trying to, kind of get the power and the wealth and then naturally, like you want to keep it. Like even people that kind of get close to that are just like, I gotta get insurance and I gotta make sure I gotta make sure that I'm just, I gotta limit my liabilities and like make sure my son's got insurance, like, like it's very natural. Like when you attain possessions, like you try really hard to protect them and you try to create systems that make it very predictable, because like when you try to protect something, you're like, what are the threats? So you try to make the threats really predictable. So I get it. It's like, so to me, it's like, it's just going to happen. Like you better just get ready. Get your kids ready.
Buckle up, buttercups.
Get your kids ready. And they're telling you like
a Friday.
What about the movie? So yeah, the Friday night movies. Did we answer that? Who saw what's the movie called?
Leave
the World Behind.
Yeah, I was just about to ask Juana what she thought about that movie since she.
Yeah, what
give us your take.
Terrifying. Yeah. It was terrifying. It's like if that's what they're conditioning us for, it's terrifying. And also one of the main plot
points,
twists, themes, points was that white people are bad inherently.
There's a lot of
they
that.
should not be trusted.
There's a lot of that going on lately.
Like they say it out loud.
Yeah.
Like we should not trust the white people.
Well, it's like when you watch a lot of
white people or all white people.
Yeah.
White people.
And then when like
that's
Kevin Bacon is the white person, they're kind of like, yeah, no. But he is absolutely like, fuck you guys. And absolutely, I think like if it comes to that, like if the people that can protect themselves, I told you guys that my neighbor across the street, he's prepared in all of the ways that you need to be prepared. And we noticed it and like jokingly said, he's like, well, that will determine what you bring to the table. Like no one's helping you just because we're neighbors, basically. You know what I mean?
I think it's I saw that clip. I don't know, not a fan, but I think it is fair to say that when things break down, that shit's going to come out big time. Like
you guys should watch it just because there's like, it's so crazy. Like
it's all going to come down to who has Tylenol and who doesn't have Tylenol and who has ammo and doesn't have ammo. It won't really matter. But yeah, I think like some of those like racial resentments are really like,
I've been battling this rash for 3 years. And at one point it was on my pinky finger and somehow that got infected, or it was the finger next to my pinky finger. And I was thinking that I could treat it with whatever, like I was all natural oils, all the things. And this thing got infected to the point when I finally got to the doctor, he was like, you could have died. Like, this is insane. Like, you should actually, like, this is crazy. So, like, an infection can actually kill you. Like we're not prepared for that. If you don't have antibiotics on deck, like, just one little, it was like the smallest pimple you've ever seen in your life is what the initial bump was that caused the infection to spread. Crazy.
I do think it's
so.
Yeah, you make a good point. Yeah, you need like Tylenol.
Dude, that's why
like fever reducers. There's like
I would
antibiotics,
love to live in a mountain somewhere, just me in a cabin or something like that. But yeah, by the time I call 911, hey, I slipped and broke my hip. Yeah, they're not gonna get there.
That is part fragile. Of it. Like if you are, like that's part of it. Like there's certain types of preppers and like those types of preppers.
Cut your electricity. All your meat goes bad. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Those types of preppers,
all your meat goes bad.
Get in trouble because they're alone. Like that's very dangerous to be alone because like something small.
Yeah.
Something could fall and hit you and you're just like, oh shit. Like
so that's what happened in this movie was that the kid got sick. He got sick from, which is interesting. He got sick
diarrhea.
No, they were putting out like this noise, like this really, really loud noise. And the noise triggered something that made him sick, triggered some sort of virus within him. And they knew that this white prepper had, antibiotics, whatever, like this kid might need to keep him alive. So they like go to him like, help us. And he's like on his porch, like, why do I gotta fucking help you? Which, might be like it. I think people should watch it because I think that a lot of times movies give us some sort of conditioning of what might be in store, and like it better to know like maybe what could happen. It was crazy.
Just remember what happened during COVID. There were long lines at Costco, and people were trying to going crazy. And what if I'm trying to get to Costco? I need this medication, and I can't wait.
No one's gonna care.
Yeah,
no one's gonna care. It's not gonna happen. It's not. But I keep thinking about that movie, The Mist. Do you remember the movie The Mist?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I don't think
they were at the
supermarket.
Where it was like super horrible, like everything was like horrible, like so horrible to the point where like he killed his own child, and like it was so horrible. And then like the moment that like he had given up and like maybe murdered his own child, like the mist lifted and then it was gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you also wonder, like, does Stephen King have like something like we're gonna get all so crazy and that's gonna be like the end? Like just gonna lift and it's gonna be like, oh, just kidding. This was just like a test.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these stories have already been written, and like you were describing these scenarios, and like the reason I always say in those, like when these things come up, I talk about Tylenol, like just Tylenol, antibiotics, like a fever reducer. There's a movie I saw, I was just looking it up back in, I guess it was a 1996 film called The Trigger Effect with Elizabeth Shue from
I love her.
Karate Kid. Kyle MacLachlan is like a Twin Peaks guy. Dermot Mulroney was from Young Guns.
Yeah.
And this was a movie that's like, this was 96, right? This is low tech times.
Right.
Yeah.
Still, right. And it was just, there was a power outage in a large area of the country for day. The trigger effect. And it explores the idea that a simple power outage can potentially trigger a chain of largely unfavorable events. Yeah, that, just to put it lightly. But like the big scene in that was just like somebody needed just Tylenol to help get their kids' fever down.
I had a fever last or 2 weeks ago. It was 103. It was, and I don't take stuff. Like I don't take Tylenol because I don't take stuff. So I was just like, we had some Excedrin in the cupboard. Like that's all we had. So I took it, and then it did break my fever. But like, you know what I mean?
This movie was not like this movie was not Red Dawn. So we weren't attacked by the Russians or North Koreans or Chinese or whatever. It wasn't like zombie apocalypse. It was just like loss of power, and the CVS is closed.
Yeah.
And
this one was the same.
And you can't.
You should watch this movie. You guys should
probably
watch this
won't
movie. You
because
should watch it.
Part of the reason I brought this up is because this is not a new movie. Even freaking Netflix, they're just like rehashing the same
storyline
movies with today's famous actors and actresses and changing a few things.
But I honestly think
making
that you
it
should
more
watch
racial
it because it has definitely.
No, in this movie, they're all white people at each other's throats, like the trigger effect.
No,
the race doesn't matter.
It's
I know,
white,
but in
it's whites versus blacks.
Well, in reality, it doesn't matter. Like
even in the Mist, there was a crazy, the religious white lady. She was a crazy one. No, and she was like, no, I'm not leaving. And then she gets people killed, and of course, it has to be the crazy religious white lady.
In reality. The color of the skin doesn't matter. The religious doesn't matter. It's like, you have Tylenol. I need the Tylenol. You could look. You could look just like me, right? You could look just like me, and there ain't gonna be any favors.
Yeah. Remember, World War Z.
I'm about to upload my Costco order and get some Tylenol in this bitch.
Well, yeah. If you remember World War Z,
it's crazy because you can get that stuff like in bulk, incredibly cheap. Like you can go to CVS right now and get like 1,000 tablets for $20, whatever.
Get the generic stuff. Yeah. Yeah, people need medication.
But imagine if your baby was sick, like what you would do.
Oh yeah.
Infection is crazy. I'm telling you, infection is crazy.
Just a couple of days ago, I got two of the baby Tylenols. And I didn't get one, I got two. And I thought about, how people hoarded stuff, and just recently, about a year ago, almost a year ago, when the baby was born, it was a little hard to find the baby Tylenol. It was hard to find. And
funny how hoarding is such a negative word now.
Yeah. There's
when my kids were little, Robbie, that baby Tylenol had a little bit of knock that bitch out medicine in it. It was it was so good. It was purple. My kids were like little baby birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I might
vaccines.
I might watch that movie. I do like the genre. So when I first saw the trailer, as I said, Rob and I were talking about earlier, like I liked the trailer. I was like, man, it looks really good.
Yeah. It was a good movie. It was a really good movie.
Once I found out it's an Obama movie, right? Produced by the Obamas.
It's got his name on it.
There's a mess. This is what I don't like when I'm watching a movie and I already know
so many messages, Robbie.
They're
so many messages. If you watch it, there's a fucking QR code in the movie for some Indian burial ground that's mostly fucking children, and like all of these children deaths at some. There's like a QR code within the movie. There's so many things that's like, when you think about like the Disney dicks, you know what the Disney dicks are?
No.
Like all of the Disney.
Oh, yeah, the covers, right?
Oh, when like the Lion King.
Like there's a lot of like, there's a lot of dicks in the Disney. So a lot of Disney dicks, and they attribute that to like disgruntled.
Sounds like an indie band.
Animators, right? They disgruntled animators. So why is there a fucking QR code? Is it disgruntled animators?
Well, the Disney dicks were animators that are gambling with each other, like betting each other. This is more of like a playful thing, but no, I don't. Yeah, the QR codes is more like, I think it's more like marketing, and I think that's the whole.
No, it's not. It's for the craziest thing, like the place where the QR code is.
But don't you see, like the people that they're getting people that like me that are
marketing.
They're never. Now I have to go watch the movie. I'm never going to watch. I was never even planning on watching the movie, but they get people talking about it.
No, you have to watch. No, you have to watch it now, Chris.
But it doesn't matter if you watch it or not. Like they don't care about the 2.5 hours.
But what about the QR code, Chris?
No, they care. They care about it.
You're gonna watch some weird shit anyway. Just watch the goddamn movie. I
probably will.
Come here and talk to me about stuff that you're not watching.
You know what I want? Which one I want to watch, Chris? And it's kind of
look. Just because you're a big Obama fan doesn't mean everybody else is. You know what I mean? Like, no, I think it's. It kind of. I wish I kind of wish I wasn't like this, but no, I kind of like. I saw it and I'm just like. oh, this is the reason that Netflix gave the Obamas 20 million or $50 million, whatever, for nothing, is because they could just say that because I think the story was like, there's a certain line or scene that Obama had notes on, like Barack Obama had notes on a scene in this movie. And it's like,
okay,
you want to tell, like, I'm sorry, I don't really believe that Barack Obama is sitting in his office writing Netflix scripts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they're like, hey, we have this movie that we want to put your name on. And according to the contract, we can put your name on
I'm
it.
telling you right
Because we've
now,
given you a lot of money.
So many things in that movie.
Of course there are, because they wanted you to watch it, even though you hate all those people.
This is
but the reason was,
first of all, sir, I watch a million things that I don't want to watch.
They went to Barack Obama and they said, "Hey, we're going to make up a story where you give us notes. They're gonna make you a story. We're going to make up a news story that says that you gave us some notes on the script. Okay, just go along with it, because that'll get people really in. Like, all the people that hate you are really going to like watch this movie now."
This is Adam. What's his name? I was going to say Adam Carolla. This is Barack Obama giving us the synopsis of the movie. A family vacation on Long Island is interrupted by two strangers bearing news of a blackout. Yeah, so I'm working on it.
I just have zero interest.
You know, okay.
First, I've already seen this movie. It's already been done.
Yeah,
like you're just putting modern cars in the same movie.
Yeah.
You put Barack Obama's name on it, and you put a bunch of wild. So nerds have been doing Easter eggs to each other for decades in movies. Nerds have been doing this. So it's like, all of a sudden, some POS marketers who are just like, how can we get more internet reach with this movie? You know, like, we're just like, I know we can put a QR code. We can just put like a bunch of weird shit in this thing, because people are going to pick this thing apart.
Why though? Why all the devil? Why?
For them,
why
for money, just for money, for cash.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna watch this movie.
It's all about that. They need the return on investment. They need that money.
Cash money.
I'm gonna watch this movie when the Daily Wire makes his own version. Then I'm gonna watch it. All right.
Okay.
I guarantee you, then in the next 5 years, Daily Wire will release a movie, and it will have
Manny, you better
QR
watch
codes in it to
Manny.
stuff they want you to see. There'll just be all kinds of stuff in it. I think they've just figured it out. They've figured out people so much that like they're just, we'll put his name on it. We'll put we'll put a bunch of weird stuff. It's a shitty movie, and it's like, we'll have a scene where they say white people are bad.
Guys to watch it.
I'll check it out, and I'll report back.
I understand that my vote like gets a lot of question marks. It might be a cloudy vote. I get that, so that's why I think you guys should watch it, because I think there's something cloudy.
No, I believe you. I bet
I didn't want to watch it. I haven't watched a Tom Hanks movie in 4 years.
Why did you watch it then? Because Barack was like, wanna? Robbie,
no.
Quana, asking you to watch my movie. Get your husband, sit down on the couch, and you're gonna watch
It's the husband.
Clinging to your guns and Bible and watch this movie.
You know what you want? I want to watch it. I'm going to watch it. But another one that's kind of political, also looks fun, looks exciting. Is this movie called Civil War? Have you seen that?
What's it about? Is it about?
I'm sure it's political.
I cannot believe they're making this movie in 2024, man.
Yeah, but look, I'm sure the bad guy is the Republican Texas. No, is he Texas or California president or whatever? But either way, I
think I heard in the trailer, they're like, so when the president is taking a third unprecedented term, it's like, oh, okay. I wonder who they're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
and it's that guy. I like him, but he's a conservative on what's his name? Parks and Rec. I forget his name, but
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman.
Yeah, he's fun, but he's not the conservative Republican guy. A lot of people think he is.
They're all in the same club.
Mm-hmm.
The movies that come out where every actor is a celebrity, like a known celebrity, those are the ones you got to really think about.
You got to scrutinize
they got the whole club in it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like when Disney has like an animation series, and like every person in the animations like series is a well-known actor or actress. Like,
So I see what's going on.
It's like, are you making that? They just put everybody under contract, because like you can't be making that much money off of like this series to be able to pay like all these A-list, B-list actors to do the voice. Like something's not right. Anyway.
Well, I'm so excited for the movie.
I cannot believe they're making that movie in 2024. Like, I hate to sound like an old man, but it's like that.
Too late.
Like a Karen, it's just like, that is grossly irresponsible. It's like after 9/11, they stopped. There were a bunch of movies about buildings blowing up that they just didn't show.
Yeah.
Like
true.
They paused for the next year.
Yeah.
But no, this year they're just like, hey man, and like everybody's saying this is going to be like the most hotly contested election of our time. Like the country's boiling over. We should put a movie out next summer, right as the Trump trials are starting.
Yeah.
We should put a movie out like the day of. Like
it's like these people aren't bored enough as is. It's like we
should do commercial campaigns like that are around the Trump trial, and like see how fucking angry we can get these people going.
Stir the pot again,
and then
people see that it's a stirring. Like they're stirring us. We should be promoting that they're stirring us. Like open your eyes. We should make some merch that says, "Wake up, America!" Yeah. Like, wake up! They're stirring you. Like,
I'm really curious.
Your brown brother is not your problem. You're like, it's like they're trying to make us hate each other more than we already do. I think we hate everybody like collectively, not individually. Like, not a race. Like, just everybody. You know?
I think there's a lot of people in the middle that don't. But I do think there's growing ends on both sides that are there.
Yeah,
that are kind of like don't want to get along anymore, don't really want to try to get along anymore. Like
I'm over this getting along bullshit.
I got 3 young kids, and I'm really heavily invested in the system, the path where everybody kind of gets along better.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I would really like it to go that way.
So scary. I can't even imagine like you guys with your young kids. Like my kid's life was so different. Like this is different. Like you guys. This is so different. This is really different. Like,
I'm kind of hoping the movie is like maybe the movie will just suck. It'll be so bad that
Civil War.
Yeah. It'll be so bad that it gets dismissed.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be like?
I hope it gets aired. When's it coming out? Because that's probably going to happen before the election.
I think it's actually March. That's why I said around like. I think
so right before November.
There's a Trump trial that starts in March. Well, it's not right before.
So by my birthday, June 4th, we're going to be in a civil war.
It says April 26th.
Oh, there you go.
April. Okay.
Jesus.
But yeah, I just can't. It's like, wow, that's something.
Yeah.
It does look like one of those Roland Emmerich type of movies, you know.
Sure. Yeah. It'd be like really on a non-election year when everybody's not at each other's throats. Like, you know.
I think we're thinking election year.
Well, when we weren't,
we're thinking election year, like what we know an election year to be.
Right. That's what I was about to say.
Our past election year is not what it was. And I think that this election year is going to be, if it even happens, it's going to be like, we're going to see the most insane things. I don't think we're prepared for it. I don't think there's a movie that can prepare us for it.
Because it's not a movie, damn it.
Yeah, coming off like COVID, coming off like the Russian collusion hoax where they tried to frame a sitting president, coming off the COVID vaccine hoax, coming off like the 2020 election, all the shenanigans around President Biden and his son, all that kind of stuff. It's like, now's not the time for that. Now's not the time for this movie to come out.
As I shelve it.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping it sucks, but it's one of those movies that it's kind of fun to look at. Like Armageddon was fun to look at. Like The Day After Tomorrow, when everybody
was awful,
but it was fun to look at.
The Biden's Christmas video this year. I feel like it's a perfect example of what's to come.
The Day After Tomorrow was kind of fun to look at. 2012, that movie was like fun to look at, to like watch, even though it was just ridiculous, but it's like fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Like on an off year, when you weren't coming off a Russian collusion hoax or COVID vaccine stuff or like Biden laptop stuff, like
inflation,
that movie would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
In a 2024 year, I don't know that people are going to be like going.
They know what they're doing,
like,
man.
They're not going into that having a good old time.
No.
They're going.
I think
they're coming out of that. They're coming out of that movie feeling like
sort of right wing weird bullshit. Like who knows? Who knows? Maybe like, violence will join everybody, because I feel like violence is like the universal man grab, right? Like if it's killing people, like you want to see it, guns and stuff. And really. I feel like people have been emasculated, so like seeing a movie where men like rise up, like I think it's going to get a lot of draw. People are going to go and maybe be empowered.
It'll definitely, if it's at least average, it'll be huge. Like when I say like I hope it sucks, like it would have to really, really, really suck. Like have like really bad editing. Like,
you're right.
Have parts in it that are just like so bad they're like in like another language by accident or something like that.
Look, so who are the main big characters? Anybody good?
I don't know. There's a whole bunch.
It was another one. It's one of these movies where the trailer was like a bunch of main characters that I have seen before. So they're not. It's not Tom Hanks and it's not like Mel Gibson, but it's like familiar faces.
You know them, right?
Which is I think it's kind of like some kind of it's a tact. I mean, it's a casting tactic. So
Jesse Plemons, Nick Offerman, Kirsten Dunst, Kaylee Spaney. I don't know who that is. Wagner Moura.
Kristen Dunst.
Yeah.
Wagner Moura. That's the guy that played Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar. Yeah.
Oh, there you
Love
go.
that guy. He's in the memes, the sad memes.
Yeah, he plays I think he's a photographer in the movie.
That sad meme where he's in the pool.
Yeah.
I swear to God, my little she's like she would be considered retarded. It's called shaky tail syndrome. Anyways, like clinically retarded.
Canceled.
She sometimes stands and like looks like she literally is him. I will send you guys a picture, because sometimes she just stands and looks outside and she just looks like so sad, but she looks just like that meme.
That's that sad bird life.
That is one of the good. I will say, if we're talking about entertainment before we wrap it up, that Narcos and Narcos Mexico.
Yeah.
Man, incredible television.
I like it. Yeah.
And I had to read and I don't like reading subtitles at all. Like I do not like. I don't. You like
lazy Americans.
You better damn right I am. Like I don't like entertainment that makes me work. You know what I mean? Like, do you go to a baseball game and they're just like, "Hey, get out here and rake this field and rake this dirt"? Like, no, you get to just watch and you don't have to read. You don't have to do any work at all.
Chris, I watched some of your people's Korean subtitles. Some of the zombie dramas.
Oh, I couldn't even do that. Like I wanted to, like Squid Games, couldn't watch it. I can't watch Korean people speaking Korean. Like I've already been.
Did you guys ever watch the series Animal Kingdom?
No, I heard about it though.
Yeah. Maybe
it's Australian, right?
No, it's not.
Oh no, that's like a crime drama
on TBS or something like that. TNT.
Yeah, that's a good show. That's a good series, y'all. That's a good
Narcos, though. Narcos, I recommend Narcos even with the subtitles.
Oh, there you go. Excellent series, yeah.
And I love because those actors are like every actor in those shows is just. I'm just like, is this the real person Like, is this the real is this like? Did
you really just?
They all look like bad hombres.
They just it's just really. And I think part of the Narcos thing for me was like all those actors I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know Wagner Moura now, but before that I was just like, man, who is this guy? I don't understand a word he's saying. I gotta read whatever he's saying, but whatever he's saying, man, he's doing it in like just such a powerful way. Yeah,
Sounds like Christopher was swooned off his feet.
Those are great shows because they also like teach us a lot about like the last 30, 40 years in American history.
Like why drug trafficking
and why things are the way they are.
Yeah.
And like, wow, we've just been doing all kinds of terrible things
for a long time.
And then
it shows no signs of stopping either.
Yeah, you're just like, wow, we did like never. I wonder if we're doing all these terrible things like in the Middle East too.
Yeah.
Jazz hands.
Yeah. That's where it all began. That's where it all began.
Or it's like, oh no, we're doing terrible things here, but I'm sure over there everything's on the up and up. Like,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because a big part of Narcos, Mexico, I think, is when this is a big U.S. story when the cartels kidnapped, tortured, and murdered an actual
police officer. Yeah.
DEA agent.
Yeah. Kiki Camarena?
Camareno?
That was actually Michael Pena.
Yeah, Michael Pena. Character.
Yeah. And man, that was just.
He did a good job there too.
I watched that show and I was like, I'm never doing cocaine again. I mean, I did, but it's like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost swore off cocaine after.
You're like, my dealer's not getting his money this month.
I was like, I'm only buying fair trade cocaine. Like if it doesn't have that a fair trade logo organic on the package, like
the organic
snorting
stuff.
Yeah. Only buying cocaine from what do we call it?
Did I ever tell you guys that my late husband was a cocaine drug trafficker?
Oh man!
All right, okay. You shouldn't say anymore. You don't want to incriminate yourself.
Talk to your lawyer, and the next time we'll talk about it.
He served his time, but that's so funny. Isn't that crazy?
Yes,
that's a fact.
We learn something new every day.
It was back in a time in America where that just made you a go-getter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really did.
All that meant was that you owned or knew how to operate an airplane, like.
Yeah, when I met him, he owned a very successful business, but he had a San Quentin background where he was trafficking cocaine.
You were really good in logistics and like.
I mean, do you think the Studio 64 cocaine like just got here organically? Like, no, it had to be by a bunch of. It was trafficked.
It wasn't by a bunch of dunces like tripping their way over. It was like it was like professional like.
No, some real men brought that shit across the borders.
Yep.
Crazy. Yep.
All right, everybody.
All right, y'all.
We got Christmas coming up. Everybody stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Are we done till Christmas? Do we have a Christmas episode?
I was going to plan on getting one more in.
Yeah, let's get one more in and then take a week off.
All right.
There you go.
All right,
guys. Get it on, everybody. Do what you want.
Get it on.
Good to see you.
Peace. Likewise.
Cheers. Bye-bye. All that. Bye.